exhibition and the Crusade Revival Deliverance Service. And we'll also be hearing from the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. And of course, we have some open lines so you can let us know what's on your mind. Talk Today's next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me here on Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for making me part of your afternoon. It's Thursday. Friday's almost here, just around the corner. It's kind of a rainy, overcast afternoon in Georgetown, and well, if this afternoon is anything like yesterday afternoon, oh boy, get your rain gear out. Yesterday, when I left here, I literally had to walk through ankle-deep water out in the parking lot to get to my car, which was kind of strange, being in the big official government parking lot. I was like, did someone forget to put in a deep well here? I'm up to my ankles to get to my car. Well, that's September, right? You got to be ready this time of year. The National Gallery is preparing for its fourth biennial exhibition of new artwork, which opens in 2 weeks from today. Joining me this afternoon to tell us about the exhibition are Maya Matu, the Programs and Exhibition Manager at the National Gallery, and co-curators Davin Ebanks and Joseph Underwood. Folks, welcome to our studio. How are you all doing?
Thanks for having us.
Good.
Doing great. Thank you.
So, tell us what the purpose of this exhibition is.
Yeah, so the fourth Cayman Islands Biennial is, of course, the fourth in our biennial series. We started the biennial program in 2019, and it's really about exploring these contemporary issues that are happening within our communities, both locally, regionally, and internationally as well, and doing that through the lens of the artist. So when people think about contemporary art, people might think about experimental art, but there's many different types of mediums and styles that are being showcased throughout the exhibition. So that's really exciting. We were very lucky to have co-curators for this edition of the biennial, Joseph Underwood and Davin Ebanks, as you've mentioned, and they'll talk more about the specific themes of what this particular edition of the biennial is going to be unpacking.
So this is all never before seen art?
Yeah, this is all, for the most part, it's contemporary work that was created as part of an open call. So for the biennial, we always go out to the entire community to seek proposals for submissions, and it's a juried process. And both Joseph and Davin were part of our jury, alongside Carrie-Ann Chisholm, who's another Caymanian curator and creative. She actually runs the project space called Grambella's up in North Side, which is one of our venues for the show. So the biennial is really unique because it's a project that is multi-island. It's multi-venue, and so we don't just have the artwork at the National Gallery in Grand Cayman. We also have the work at the Mission House this year, the National Museum, Grambella's, as I've mentioned, and then also in the Sister Islands, so in Cayman Brac at Heritage House and in Little Cayman at Little Cayman Museum.
So do the pieces kind of rotate, or they're going to be there?
No,
you'll have to go to all six places.
Yes, exactly. They'll all be up in situ from the 2nd of October until the 18th of February. And yeah, we really want to encourage people to visit all of these different sites. And I'll speak more about programming probably later on in our discussion, but programming is another great way to interact and engage with the works at all of these various venues.
So how many artists responded to this call?
Maya, what was that final number?
So we had, I think, about 125 actual submissions. And then there were 60 artists and collectives who were selected to present in the final show.
So how many pieces did you finally select?
Yeah, it's like between 80 and 90, and they range from, really small scale to massive 40-foot stone sculptures. So it runs the gamut in terms of experience.
Well, you had to have a truck to bring that?
We have every kind of truck, lift, dolly, man and woman power to get this thing together.
Absolutely.
So, judging art, that's a tough thing to do.
It can be.
Yeah, I guess you might get a couple of pieces. You say,
Well-
no, this is not up to the standard.
Well, it's. I think a thing that I want to make clear about this biennial is that this is not an art competition per se. This is not. We're not going out looking for just the best of the best. There is always a theme, like Maya mentioned, open call. The title for this one is Archipelago. We have sub-themes within that. And so we put out an open call to the community. The community either comes with artwork that already fits that, or they make proposals. And a lot of the artists have been thinking about this biennial from the last one, and so the theme, the call goes out close to a year in advance, so the artists have a chance to make work specifically for this. So yes, judging art can be difficult, but that's not the sort of remit of this. That's not the purpose of this.
But I mean, when you're selecting, when you say, well, we're going to limit this to 60, 70 pieces,
Right.
and you've got 150 pieces before you, I mean, that has to be, must kind of make you pull your hair out at times.
It can be, especially when there's so much good work that you want to put all of it in.
Yeah.
But again, we have to keep coming back to those themes, those and what the call is for, and also, the vision of the curators.
Yeah, so I think one thing we were conscientious of is selecting work that would resonate on multiple levels. So what will resonate in a local dialogue, issues that come up probably on this very radio program, and then how those map onto regional, right? Caribbean, this hemisphere, and then global. Like artists who are talking about environmental concerns, that's a global issue, even if they're using local icons and flora and fauna to describe that issue. So it's going back to what Davin said. It's not just the skill of the artist, which I mean, as kind of the outside invited curator, I was blown away. There is some incredible talent here and a really strong pool of artists to pull from. And we had no trouble making really interesting conversations between these pieces across these different themes.
So any names that we would recognize are going to be exhibiting?
Definitely. So I think you'll probably recognize the Shillettes, Randy Shillette and Nasari Saku Shillette, John Reno Jackson, Simon Tatum, Llewellyn Bodden. There's many, many names I think that people will probably recognize in the show. And there's a lot of newcomers as well that haven't necessarily had their work featured before and will be showing potentially for the first time in this exhibition, which is really great. And I do want to mention too, as part of this whole selection process, a really important part of the gallery is also providing feedback to artists as well. So we always do offer feedback sessions for artists who may not have been selected in the final selection, and also to artists who were included in the show but might have more questions for the jurors or for the team, the National Gallery team. So it really is about artist development in addition to the actual, I guess, the materialization of the work on the walls.
So when you say feedback, this is to, I guess, give them encouragement and or tell them some things that you think they could work on, or what's that?
Yeah.
All the above, Joseph.
Yeah, so I think we had two registers. The artists who wanted more feedback and were not selected, we've had multiple of those conversations. And it's talking about where trends might be. Here's another artist you might look at. Here's a recent article that might kind of follow your interest. And then for the artists who were selected, it's the curator's job to give some of this feedback and push their work. I think you might be used to just you walk up and then you install your piece and you're done. But I'm over here being like, okay, well, what if you did this? Or think about this angle. Or, okay, if a visitor comes with this perspective, how would they interpret that? And it's that kind of I don't want to say mentorship, right? It's like professionalization, getting that outside.
It's a collaboration.
It is.
It becomes a collaboration, which is an interesting thing to think about. You think of artists sort of like isolated, working on their thing, and then they put it out there, whatever. But art exists in conversation when it's finished, so it can totally happen in conversation when it's being made.
Expand on that for me when you say conversation.
when you walk into a room and you see a piece of art, it is speaking to you. It's not using words necessarily, but there is definitely a Venn diagram where what you think an art piece is saying and what the artist intends overlaps, right? In other words, art can't mean anything. It means something. It just may be that our interpretations of that might come from our own personal experiences, our own cultural background, our own histories. But that's still not like the other side of the world from what the artist intends. And so there's that conversation between artist intent, the actual whatever the materiality is, and then the viewer. Because without a viewer, if humans disappeared tomorrow, art doesn't do anything, right? We bring meaning to it.
I think actually this ties really well into the theme of this year's biennial, which is archipelago, and really looking at this sort of relationship and interplay between individual and collective. When we think about archipelagos, it's these individual islands which are sort of in and of them, like onto themselves, but are also in communication with all of the islands around them. We were thinking about this actually recently with a Bendel Hyde show we did with, how people who are from the islands see an archipelago, right? An ocean is a dividing force, but it's also a highway. It's connectivity, right? So how we connect to each other, what Davin's talking about is that idea of communication, conversation, and connection that comes through these individual, visceral, emotional experiences with something material.
So really, it's about that connection that an artist makes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that's part of our job as curators is to think about that facilitation of the conversation. So, hey, artist, tell me more about what you're thinking. What are you hoping people walk away with? And they're getting a sounding board to help push their piece that much closer to reaching different kinds of audiences that they might not have considered otherwise.
I think we have to take a break here, so stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Here's a CUC storm tip. Severe lightning typically accompanies a storm or hurricane. Turn off your main breaker and unplug appliances to prevent unnecessary electrical damage. With CUC, you've got the power.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Mark your calendars for the Caribbean's ultimate gaming event. In the heart of the Caribbean, a storm is rising, the battleground is set, and the ultimate showdown is about to begin. This year, the games hit harder than ever. Fortnite, FC 25, Super Smash Bros, NBA 2K25, and iRacing. Whether you're building, brawling, scoring, or driving, this is your stage. Top cosplayers, content creators, and gamers are flying in for one epic weekend in Grand Cayman. Meet Brown Bakugo, Kawiwi, and Austin John Plays. Snap pics, get autographs, or even one-on-one them live on stage. Gamers Bay isn't just a tournament, it's cosplay, merch, VR, creator booth, free play zones, prizes, and the epicenter of Caribbean esports. Think you've got what it takes? Step up and compete for your share of $10,000 in cash and prizes. Win glory, bragging rights, and cold hard cash. Gamers Bay 9, September 27th and 28th at the John Gray Gymnasium. Level up, lock in, let's play. For tickets and team registrations, head over to gamersbayevent.com.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're learning about the National Gallery's fourth biennial exhibition that's coming up in 2 weeks. How long does it actually run for?
So it runs until the 18th of February. So 2nd of October until 18th of
So
February.
plenty of time to see it then.
Yes.
No excuses. Now, you have the theme, archipelago, but then there's sub-themes. Tell us a little bit about those sub-themes.
Yeah, so we tried to think of, as Maya was referring to, this notion of the collective and the individual and the tension between them, the push and the pull. And we saw that really playing out in three main arenas. One is culture shift, the way that heritage, the notion of who a people are, changes over time. When you put on a certain identity, when you take it off. The second, so there's artists related to that, about a third of the selected people. The second theme is social dynamics, which is really thinking about how we interact today. It's very technology and media mediated. You know, you have your own confirmation, like bias confirming algorithms showing you things you want to see, telling you everyone's thinking just like you. And we've never been more interconnected, but also the studies show, right, increasing isolation, people feeling increasingly alone or depressed. So artists who are sometimes using social media formats to talk about their artwork or that tension. And the third main theme is the ecological legacy, because what's more interconnected than the one planet we all share? So, you know, these are artists who are thinking about sustainability techniques that have been inherited from the past, dreaming of things that should be implemented now or in the future, the time sensitivity of that, and how a choice you can make today won't even be a choice in 5 years.
Now, Davin, even though you said this is not really a contest per se, there are going to be some awards.
Sure. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, the main one is the Bendel Hides Award, which is, I mean, I guess you could call it best of show. I mean, that would be a fair equivalent. I don't know though that many artists are entering it specifically for that. You know, it is a nice way to support the artist.
Kind of a byproduct.
Yeah, so it's a nice support, you know, financially. You know, but I think that the artists are entering. Again, I think it's more about whether those themes speak to them, and that's the best work that they want to make about that theme. And because I've seen over the years, I've been involved with it all 4 years, both as an artist, as a Bendel Hides winner, and then as a juror, and then this year as a curator. And I've seen some artists step out some years and go, this theme isn't something that resonates with my work, so I'm just not gonna work on it. So because of that thematic thing, it shifts it away from it just being. But there is a nice substantial award, and a lot of those artists have gone on to have solo shows at the National Gallery.
Care to tell us how much it is?
I don't actually know. That's not my job to know.
Well, we should mention the second award as well, which is the Emerging Artist Award.
Yes.
And that one is it's a specific amount that goes towards a training program. So that again is really focused on the artist development side of it, and that tends to be younger artists or artists who are within the first 5 years of their practice. And that really supports them in going on to build that practice and that technique even more.
Now, tell us a little bit about the different places you mentioned, but the schedule of when people can actually go to these places.
Yeah, so of course we'll be at the National Gallery. So we're open Monday to Saturday from 10 to 5. And again, the dates for the show are the 2nd of October until the 18th of February 2026. We'll also have our offsite venues that I'd mentioned. So we'll have the National Museum, the Mission House in Boddentown, and then Grand Bella's up in North Side. And then in Little Cayman Museum, and Cayman Brac, we have Heritage House. So the opening hours will follow the opening hours for those offsite spaces.
Other than Grand Bella's, which is basically outside, so you can go anytime.
And our website's being updated with all this information, very centralized. There's going to be like a little handout that folks can pick up at the airport or at these different sites, or downloaded from the website as a PDF.
Yep. And then again, with the website, as I mentioned, we'll have lots of events happening throughout the show. So we really want to make sure that, the show doesn't exist just on the walls or in the space. It also is about dialogue and conversation, as we've mentioned. And so these events are really meant to create foundation for that, for people to discuss these topics more with each other and engage with them in art making, or even, have a meditation in a space surrounded by artwork. So those are great opportunities as well to come in and see the work if you're coming for a specific event, and then you stay and enjoy the pieces.
So does the gallery sort of stimulate that discussion? I mean, you kind of facilitate and get people talking about what they've just walked through and seen?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple different ways that it happens, right? Sometimes it's just very organic. You come into a space and, like Davin said, you see something that really speaks to you and you are compelled to speak about it with someone. That could be someone from the gallery team. That could be a friend or a family member that happens to be there with you. Sometimes we host events that are a little bit more specific to conversation. So something like a panel discussion where we might have a couple of artists each talking about their work, and then a Q&A segment that then, prompts those questions from the audience. And then, as I mentioned, things that are just like meditations, that's still an engagement with the work and the space. You're still feeling those, it's a little woo-woo, but, those vibrations, the vibrations of the artwork is speaking to you. So the idea is to stimulate some kind of engagement and response, but through many different ways of interacting and engaging with artwork, because people respond to things in different ways, right? We're all individual. So I might be someone who's really stimulated by words. I want to read a book about Randy Chalette's painting, or I want to listen to him talk on a panel. But you might be someone who's a little bit more visually engaged and will just walk into a space and that emotional feeling will hit you as you see a piece. So it's about connecting with our different audiences.
So this happens only every 2 years, right?
Correct, yes.
So you started when? In
2019.
2019. Have you noticed any kind of progression over that time, the changes of the work that you're getting, regardless of what the theme is, but the work itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for one thing, there's a broader range of ages and backgrounds that are presenting now or putting forward proposals or have artwork that's ready to go. I think a lot of it has to do with kind of representation. Young creatives come in and see other Caymanians doing this and taking it seriously, in some cases making a living as an artist. And I think they're going to go, oh, I didn't know that was even possible, which makes sense to me considering, when I was born, Cayman was just coming out of being a subsistence living culture. And now every child has an iPhone, right? Where culture is beamed to them on this little device. So they're more aware than ever of how creative voices can speak for a culture, can be the voice of a culture, which has kind of always been the case. You think about music or something, that's what an artist does, right? Bob Marley, the voice of the Jamaican people, blues, the voice of African Americans, hip hop, the voice of inner city folk, whatever. That's what artists do, and I think that seeing that represented in their own people, is a huge inspiration. So yeah, not only is the quality of the work and the breadth of the work and the type of media much broader now, but also the demographic of the people that are entering.
What more abstract kind of art going on? Or?
Not necessarily just abstract art. There is that for sure. I think it's just more sophisticated and well thought out and more ambitious too. I mean, some people, like I said, are working on this stuff from the last biennial. They anticipate it coming up. And so you think about what ends up being in a piece of art that takes you a year to make compared to something that you painted over the weekend, right? There's a kind of contemplation or just spending time with an idea that can move it along.
Yeah, I mean,
intentionality.
And in terms of footprint, this biennial has the most artists and most artworks ever chosen. It's the first to have kind of like a curatorial team that's not staff at the gallery, but kind of invited and outside. I mean, Davin's both like inside, outside with all of his experiences. Yeah, but, just bringing even that kind of like fresh perspective, getting new people for the artists to bounce their ideas off of. So in terms of the footprint, it's also like kind of a just bigger.
So what's the website that people can go to? So because it's from next week until February.
Yeah.
So they want to check it out. Where did it go?
So it's nationalgallery.org.ky.
All right. So the full schedule is up there, the locations, etc.
Yep, it will be up there within the next week. So we'll have all of the information for events up within the next week, and you can find information now about the venues, etc.
Okay. All free admission? Or?
Yep, free admission. With some of the events might have a very nominal cost, but primarily for the events it would be free, and the same thing, admission is free all the time.
Well, folks, thank you so much for dropping into the studio here and letting us know about this exhibition. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more Talk Today.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Get moving for a great cause. The Robert Hamilton Memorial 5K Walk Run presented by Tortuga is back. Sunday, September 28th at Camana Bay. Step out with family, friends, and colleagues as we raise funds for the Cayman Heart Foundation. Walk it, run it, just don't miss it. Every stride makes a difference. Sign up now at racecaribbean.net. Proudly supported by Tortuga, Health City, the Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability, Health Services Authority, Cayman First, and Radio Cayman.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise the motoring public of upcoming wastewater infrastructure works along West Bay Road in the vicinity of Burger King, which will cause a partial closure of West Bay Road. Preliminary activities which the Water Authority contractors will conduct are scheduled to take place on Saturday, 20th September, which may cause temporary traffic diversion into the center turn lane for southbound traffic. Traffic signs and other control measures will be placed when needed. The primary maintenance work will take place on Sunday, 21st September from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. During the works, the southbound lane of West Bay Road will be closed between Burger King and the Dart Overpass, with the southbound through traffic being diverted through Esterly Tibbetts Highway. The northbound lane will remain open. Motorists will be able to access the businesses in the area: Galleria Plaza, Tiger Mart Gas Station, and Burger King. West Shore Plaza and Wendy's can be accessed via Lawrence Boulevard. Flaggers and traffic signs will be in place. All motorists are asked to drive with caution to ensure their own safety as well as the safety of the Water Authority and its contractor staff. These works are part of an ongoing series of maintenance work on the wastewater infrastructure in the area. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it upgrades its wastewater infrastructure and apologizes for any inconvenience caused.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Diabetic retinopathy is the most serious eye condition associated with diabetes. It affects the delicate tissue of the retina and can cause visual impairment or blindness. Let me encourage you. If you have diabetes, Make sure you get a dilated pupil exam every year. It's painless and it only takes a few minutes. This message was brought to you by the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Accept the challenge, united in service. This PSA has been sponsored by Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Well, the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens is continuing their good work along with the Breast Cancer Foundation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And in the studio with me now to tell us all about that is Dr. Andrew Robinson of the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, along with Carla Yi Singh. And from the Cancer Foundation, the director of the Breast Cancer Foundation is Beverly Eddington. Or Edgington. Edgington, right. What are you up to now? Last time you came here, you had a lot of big plans, and you told us about it. What's the focus today?
We want to reiterate some of these plans. Obviously, we are closer to our activities. In fact, we do have an event this weekend. We're going to be in the BRAC. So that is on on Saturday. All right. So that event includes our walk run, as well as our BCA activities. So that kicks us off for breast cancer awareness activities, and then we return back to Cayman. Our first event in Grand Cayman will be on the 2nd, which is West Bay. So we're privileged to have BCF's director here to speak more so around our walk run on the Sunday, October 12th, right? So I want to speak to that in addition to other events, which I'm quite sure the community is excited to join us.
The Breast Cancer Foundation works very closely with the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
Yeah, it's a very long-term and long-standing relationship. The Breast Cancer Foundation was actually started by Kim Lund in memory of his wife, Brenda Tibbets Lund. And when the foundation was first started, it was started out simply as a fundraiser to be able to give the money to Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. That's how the Breast Cancer Foundation actually started 16 years ago. And then Kim just realised that there was more and more support needed out in the community. And that's how we came about to be doing our year-round campaign. So we're very grateful for Lions Club of Tropical Gardens and everyone that supports us during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But, you know, a little bit like a puppy's not just for Christmas, breast cancer is all year round, and that's why we're there in the community to support everybody.
Now, how long have you been out in the community as a club now? Are you relatively new as a club?
I've been with the Lions Club for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yes, so, and we have grown. And first it was all women, when it started, but now we have a lot of men joining, and Dr. Rob is one of them. Yes, it's been a great experience doing the work that we do for the community. We not only do for breast cancer, but we do with so many other things. So
a lot of this fundraising is going toward the mammogram campaign, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So again, that's something that the Breast Cancer Foundation supplies all year round, but in October, we simply wouldn't be able to do it all in October. Mm-hmm. So in October, we work very closely with Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. They do awareness in each of the districts, and at the same time, they provide free mammograms to those that are entitled to them. And at the foundation, we provide free mammograms all year round for those who are in requirement of them if they have no health insurance or their health insurance is maxed.
Is that the qualifier?
That's the only qualifier. That's it. Nothing else. And you need a referral from your doctor. And the reason is, as Dr. Rob can vouch for, is the results need to go back to your medical practitioner. So all we require for you to do is have a referral from your doctor. You come to us and we provide you with the voucher. So no insurance or insurance maxed or your insurance doesn't cover it. So we cover everybody basically.
How many women need this? I mean, what's the numbers as far as who come?
Okay, all women over the age of 40.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Or women who are younger who perhaps have some kind of symptoms, whether that be a breast lump or any strong family history. Unfortunately, breast cancer, as I said before the last time I was here, is affecting our women who are younger, unfortunately. But this year we're hoping to be able to support about 500 women through the support of Breast Cancer Foundation and other entities as well. That's a big target, and not necessarily a target, but it speaks to the awareness and the need for screening. Right? Screening is the priority, not necessarily that we want to achieve the target. I want women to be aware that breast cancer is among us, and they should be mindful of certain kind of red flags, so to speak. And BCF and their team have been very instrumental in educating the masses pertaining to the breast screening and doing your breast exam on a monthly basis. So we have a big objective this year, or at least this breast cancer season, October. And I think the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens, with the support of BCF and other entities, are quite agreeable with the intention. The sponsorship from the community has been, as usual, tremendous. And the grant from the BCF in support of our walk-run event is quite instrumental in keeping the awareness of breast cancer forefront in our minds as a community.
I think it's really important for you to know, or for your listeners to know, that 10 years ago, 70% of breast cancer in the Cayman Islands wasn't actually diagnosed until stage 4.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. At the end of 2024, 70% of breast cancer was diagnosed at stage 1.
Okay, so that's a lot of progress.
We've basically put it on its head, and I'm going to shout out both us and Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. It wouldn't have been, that change would not have happened if we weren't out in the community educating everybody, advocating for them, ensuring that everybody can get that voucher. And I think lots of people always say to me, and I'm sure Dr. Rob, you have the same, well, why isn't there a cure for breast cancer? What they mean is, why isn't there an injection or a pill you can take that means you won't get it in the first case? There is actually a cure for breast cancer. It's early detection. If you catch breast cancer at stage 1, there is more than a 99% survival rate. You're more likely to get into a crash on West Bay Road when it's raining than you are, and our mortality rates here in Cayman are very, very low. It's rare for us to lose somebody to breast cancer. And again, we have to put our hands and our heads up and say that's because of the work that we're doing together.
Do a lot of women need that financial help, though, as far as being able to afford a mammogram?
A mammogram is over $750, so I think that probably answers your question.
Yeah.
You got the basic ship plan. Your wellness portion is $200. So, yeah, one trip to see Dr. Rob and you've used your wellness portion.
Oh, wow. Thank you for to me.
Yeah, it is. And the other thing, to come back to what Dr. Rob has just alluded to, again, in 2024, the average age of the women that we supported at the Breast Cancer Foundation was 47 years and 10 months. That is young. This is not an old lady's disease anymore. So, we're out in the community educating women to do self-awareness checks, and men. By the way, 2% of breast cancer is in men as well. So you need to be cognizant of the visual signs, and you need to know how to do that check. And that if you see or notice something, you immediately go to see your doctor. Don't leave it. Don't leave it 6 months and say, well, I'll get round to it, because there is nothing, most especially, there should be no financial constriction for you to be checked.
Should men be checking also?
Yeah, we in fact, as you are aware, we do have breast tissue. It might not look comparably large as a female does, but to the BCF's director's point, 1 to 2% affect men, right? So there has to be an awareness that this does affect us as male, and any kind of swelling, any kind of lumps, any kind of itching, anything that is unique to your breast tissue for the first time has to be checked. And I prefer you to speak with your medical provider on this, just to get the reassurance that all is well, or perhaps some other diagnostic tests must be done. But people have to be aware that this is something that is not unique to one gender.
Yeah. We have 3 men that we're supporting currently.
Oh, wow.
There you
And
go.
that is
one came in last week.
And that's comparably large for our society, in fact.
All right, so real quick, tell us the BRAC schedule again.
The BRAC schedule is we are there on Saturday morning. Forgive me if I don't have that as timely as I would like. But more to come pertaining to that on our socials. Feel free to reach out, look at our website for that detail as well. But I want to impress our Cayman community here that the Brenna Tibbetts walk run will be on Sunday the 12th. All right, we're gonna kick off with, our fitness extraordinaire. Will keep us, pretty much prime and ready for the event. We should start the event. Usually registration is about 5:30. By 6 o'clock, we have all our participants walking or running or however they want to take part in that event. So you can register on Cayman Active or Race Caribbean. Our first 300 participants will get a free shirt. All right, so early registration is very important. Feel free to, again, reach out to us individually. We can be WhatsApped. The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens can be WhatsApped at 936-1739. So just impressing the importance of...
Also, we're at different locations doing the breast cancer campaigns, so they can also sign up there also, because we'll have the application forms out there also. So,
okay. Yeah. Well, thank you all for coming in and telling us about this, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
It's time to check in with the newsroom. We'll be right back with more Talk Today.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Government officials are urging all early childhood care and education staff and operators to register now for mandatory health and safety training. Certification is required from October 1st to ensure that all staff with responsibility for young children have the knowledge and skills needed to protect not only the children, but each other. Registration is open at the Department of Environmental Health for a fee of $15. The certificate is valid for 3 years. DEH says untrained personnel after the deadline may not be permitted to work in the sector. In international news, the war in Gaza continues to draw global attention. Israeli forces have launched a major ground offensive in Gaza City, with dozens of people reported dead as the fighting intensifies. The international community is calling for restraint and the protection of civilians as the humanitarian situation worsens. U.S. President Donald Trump is wrapping up his state visit to the U.K., which included meetings with Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Chequers and a joint press conference. The 2-day visit included royal ceremonies and diplomatic talks. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Darby Bernard Tibbetts, MBE. Bernard Tibbetts has spent his life serving the people of Kimmerbrak. In his youth, he communicated with the island's ships by radio telephone, keeping seamen in touch with their families. He later became a wireless operator and was transferred to Cable and Wireless when it took over telecommunications in the Cayman Islands. In his 45 years working in communication, he undertook private study, enabling him in his spare time to do photo processing and repair the island's cars, trucks, radios, refrigerators, and air conditioners. He also established a family retail business. He served as president of the Kimmerbrak High School PTA, director of Kimmerbrak Power and Light Company, deacon of Stake Bay Baptist Church, trustee of Little Cayman Baptist Church, and member of the Brack's Hospital Building and Development Committees. In 1983, he was honored by receiving the MBE directly from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Mr. Bernard sings and plays music and has written a number of gospel songs and tracts, as well as a paper about life on Kimmerbrak before the modern era.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and let's take a quick look at the weather here. It's 88 degrees here in Georgetown. It feels like 106, and the wind's out of the southeast at 5 knots, and the forecast is calling for more thunderstorms right through into the night. And yes, on the radar, we see some showers around Cayman. Let's take a look at the National Hurricane Center map, and they're showing Gabrielle out there, and Tropical Storm Gabrielle is no worry to us if it continues on its present track, and there is this area of disturbed weather there, 20% chance of cyclone formation in 7 days, but that looks like it's going to follow Gabrielle up there toward the northwest. And if they all keep going that way, that's good news for us. And what does that old gospel song say? There's a meeting here tonight. Well, there's no meeting here tonight, but there is a meeting tonight out there by the Linford Pearson Highway Bobby Thompson Way roundabout. It's the Crusade Revival Deliverance Service. And here to tell us more are Prophet Mark Stewart, Annette Brown, and Valerie Bernard. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
So you actually got started last night?
Yeah, we got started last night after the weather, after the rain. Amen. We had a good start last night. Amen. Praise God. And we're looking forward to this weekend, all through to Sunday night.
So this goes all the way till Sunday?
All the way to Sunday. We have services at 7 p.m. nightly. We got 2 services on Saturday. We're going to be having a fasting, healing, deliverance service from 10 a.m. in the morning till about 2:30 thereabout. And then we go again at 7 p.m. in the afternoon.
So what are you ladies involved in with this?
Okay, we are part of the team, the Breakthrough Ministries in Jamaica, and on the media team. Yes, so persons in Jamaica is able to view it as well as persons in the Cayman Islands and all over the world.
So you're streaming this?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And what is your involvement?
My involvement, I'm the sales rep.
Just put the microphone more towards you.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm the sales rep. I have stuff that we sell for the ministry.
So is there a theme for this crusade?
Yeah, well, as you can see, is a miracle healing deliverance revival, and so people can come for that, and also salvation. We had about probably 6 to 8 people gave their life to the Lord last night, got saved. So we're looking for souls. Revival is about souls, soul winning, amen, for Christ, and we're very keen on that. But there are lots of people who need also breakthroughs, healing, deliverance from different ailments, sicknesses, curses, whatever. So we're a deliverance ministry, amen. And ironically, we're teaming up with the ambassador
Church of God,
which is what is it, Hispanic?
It is
Spanish church.
Yes.
Amen. And they also believe in healing and deliverance, and so the combination is great. So we have the Hispanics and the Jamaicans and the Caymanians and the whoever so led to come to the revival, and of course we're looking forward for God and the Holy Spirit to move mightily.
So you actually pray for healing there for people?
Oh yes, we do. We definitely. That's what we do in Jamaica. That's what we do all over the world. We have seen great results because that's the ministry Jesus had, and that's the ministry He has given us to have. Amen. As we go into the world, He has given us that power to lay hands, to pray, and to believe God for those who are sick that they be healed, those who are burdened down, whatever it is, just as Jesus did, so we also do.
So if someone comes to the program, to the service, what kind of evening should they expect?
An evening of worship, first of all. Worship is always critical and key into everything that we do because God deserves worship. So we have a great worship session. Last night we had the Hispanics starting out with worship in Spanish. And that was good. And we, who some of us don't know, some of us know Spanish, joining with them in their worship. And then we had another worship session in English. And so we joined. So there's a great combination of Spanish and English in terms of worship. And then we preach in the word. We also have one of the Spanish who does interpretation between Spanish and English. So we have that also for those who cannot understand clearly because of the two language. But it's an awesome combination and coming together that we're having. And yeah, definitely we expect worship, the word. I'm the preacher for the week. And so we preach the undiluted word of God, and of course we make the altar call, and then we go into the healing and deliverance section of the service.
And what is that like, the healing and deliverance? I mean,
was it like, well, basically, there are people who literally come for that, come to be prayed for. Just like when Jesus was on earth, there are a bunch of people that came to him. Some came, they want him to touch them. Some they wanted to pray for them. They brought mats, those who are sick, from all over. People come, and once they're there and we're in that session, it's nothing much. They just walk up, they come up, we pray, we believe God. Some are healed instantly, some is a process, but it happens.
So I mean, do people say what is ailing them that they want prayer for?
Sometimes they do, or sometimes I'm able to tell them.
Yeah. Sometimes
Wait, you're able to tell them what's ailing them?
Yes. Let's say, for instance, I might be having a backache, and Bishop comes up to me and said, in the name of Jesus, and God says your back will be healed tonight. I didn't say anything. But that's the problem that I'm having. And then they will come up and they will say, okay, this was what I was experiencing at the time. And once you prayed, I was delivered. I don't have any more backache. I was able to walk. I'm able to walk again, because when I came in, I was really feeling down. I was hopping. My back was aching, and now it's gone. And they will be like exercising and was like, there's no more pain, and they're happy. So we have seen people come in, even in Jamaica last night. Those persons, Bishop, I was viewing, because I'm at the station where do the viewing section, and persons walk up, and Bishop was able to tell them what they're going through, and they were like, yes. And back in Jamaica also, our bishop, Bishop Mark Stewart, Dr. Mark Stewart, during our deliverance section, persons have been healed from cancer. I know, I remember this gentleman, he came up to me and he was like, can I testify? And I said, all right, just a minute, because we are in the preaching process. And the gentleman took out a bottle and he showed me this black substance that was in there. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, that's what came out of me when Bishop gave me the olive oil last night, because we had a prayer session before. And when Bishop gave me the olive oil to drink and the water, and I went home, my body was experiencing something different. And when I went to the toilet, this was what came out. I was like, what? And he said, yes, I had to catch some into the bottle. And when he came on now, the bottle was, and then he came up and gave his testimony, and he said he had stage 4 cancer. And when he went back to the doctor said he has no more cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. No more cancer. And I was like, wow. And he said, trust me, this is a true man of God. And I've had other experiences.
There's a lot of
them.
A lot of times, Jesus' ministry was one of the word, signs and wonders. And he says, signs and wonders shall follow them that believe. A lot of times, we know doctors are great, they're inspired, and they got a lot to do. But when Jesus came on earth, he brought something different, something more powerful than just medicine, than just just going and being tested and being diagnosed. He would do it on spot. He would lay hands on the sick, they would be healed. He would pray for them, they would be delivered. And we don't see a lot of that happening, I think, because people's faith has wavered away from trusting in God and believing in what Jesus brought. And part of us being here, and as we go, Jesus says, go into the world, preach the gospel. Those who believe and are baptized will be saved. But he said, you will lay hands on the sick, they will recover from him. Those who are possessed with demons and devils, they will be healed. So all of that is in what we have been given the mandate to go and do. But again, it is those who have faith to believe that it is possible, because some don't.
So you're saying the person has to believe in order for this to work?
Yeah, that's what Jesus said. Great is your faith. It is not me, it's your faith that do it. So where the Bible says where 2 or 3 gathered connecting, it will be done. Heaven will agree, and it is done. So it's by faith. That's why Jesus said, your faith has made you whole. That's what he always said. The man who was blind, the man who was lame. On scripture, he says, my faith and your faith connects. So miracles becomes possible.
How do you know what is ailing a person?
What is what?
How do you know what is ailing someone that comes up to be prayed for?
It's called divine revelation. Amen. You have to. It's not anybody can reveal or see things the way somebody like me see it. I can look at you. I can divinely, when you're in that service, when you're in that moment, when the Spirit of God is moving, you can see through a person what's happening with them, to them. Yeah.
So who are the other ministers that are?
Well, we're with the Ambassador Church of God, and we have Pastor Maurice, which is Spanish, and so he runs the church there. And so I'm there as a guest speaker. Quickly, we got to tell people where the places are, because it's kind of a little challenging to find. So we always want to do that, to give their information so they know. So it's Linford Pearson and Bobby Thompson Way on the roundabout, Georgetown, on Fierce Road exit, right at the Fierce Road exit on the roundabout, actually. The blue building that people think was a house is not a house, it's a church with 2 containers at the opposite side and in the middle. So we got to tell them that, because a lot of people are saying they thought it was a house, but it's actually a church right there on the Thomas Way on the roundabout, right on the roundabout on the Fern Road exit. Building with the container at both sides, yeah. Ambassador Church of God. We're making sure to put up signs there, and we start last night, and we're going on till Sunday night, 6 p.m. And remember, we got fast and deliverance on Saturday at 10 a.m.
Well, how do you park there?
No, there's great parking. There's a roundabout, and then there's a building, and then on the property itself, there's a huge part of it. So there's a lot of parking.
So you just have to exit the...
Just exit the roundabout, driving on the property, and there's lots of parking there.
Okay. So are you associated with any particular denomination?
Yeah, so we are kind of independent in Jamaica. So we are called Jamaica Restoration, Breakthrough, Prayer, Healing, and Deliverance. But I'm invited all over the world, traveling to do ministry for different churches. So I'm kind of non-denominational in my intake. As I said, I try to do ministry like Jesus. So there's no tying to one denomination. So now we're with the Spanish, we probably with the French, or it doesn't matter. Whoever calls, we go and we do ministry. So we have a foundation in Jamaica. We're 5 churches in Jamaica, so we're fully established. And of course, I traveled all across the globe doing same.
And one in the UK.
And UK too, yeah.
So where are some of the places that you've gone besides the UK?
UK, Canada, England, America. Just came back from Tartola. We're heading back to America next month. Trinidad coming up. So just about all over the Caribbean and the world that we're invited to do ministry.
So
international.
This is nightly through Sunday?
Nightly at 7. On Sunday it will be 6 p.m. And of course, as we said, listen, everybody got to come out. On Saturday, it's going to be very powerful because we're also having a health component to it.
Well, tell us about that.
Yeah, so what happens is that I'm able to be a part of a network companies that provide natural health supplements for individuals with chronic illness. So suppose you are a person that has cataract, you have Alzheimer's, you have prostate problems, you have PCOS for females, you have brain issues, whatever. We've got some great products that we want to introduce, and also not just introduce, but I love to talk health. I love to teach health, talk health, and help people to live healthy, and to tell people how they can and what they need to do, some of the steps, some of the things that they need to do to live a natural, healthy life. And so we also carry that component of and we have seen people combine spiritual with natural and recover from lots of issues that are affecting them that would probably cost them their life.
Mm-hmm. So and then that's coupled with prayer?
Yeah.
Yes.
So coupled with prayer. So we're going to have the healing and deliverance service, but also we want people to be able to maintain their health, because some of the issues is in their system. Like for instance, people have cancer, people have all this stuff. Sometimes we pray, they get full healing. Sometimes based on their faith, it might not happen just the same. But also, as I said, we want to help people to maintain a good, healthy life, because faith without works is dead. So I don't want to keep praying for you every time you have a problem. So we want to help you the healthy way to see how you can mitigate from some of these issues that creates the problem in your body. Creates the cancers, creates the tumor, the pressure, the sugar, the diabetes, right? So we want to help you naturally as we help you spiritually.
So those things that you're talking about,
mm-hmm.
I mean, do they have any kind of medical evidence behind them?
Yeah.
Such as?
Like FDA approve, all of that kind of stuff.
To help with these with disease.
With these, yeah.
When you mentioned Alzheimer's.
Persons have also we have testimonials about them using the products as well, because persons have used the products and said yes, it works.
And not just persons, they are designed.
They are designed to
for these
things,
to help with anything, mm-hmm. like specific things. So just like you go and the doctor says you're this, and he gives you a specific thing that will help you to do that. Yeah.
And I've known of persons as well been to the doctor, and the doctor said, "What are you using? Because what are you using now? Because you've tested this and you are using whatever you're using. I want you to continue to use it."
Okay, so give us the details again.
All right, so listen, it's a great revival happening. I'm Prophet Mark Stewart. We're in Cayman Islands. You know me. I'm always here. Been here last year, December. We're back. We're with the Ambassador Church of God with Pastor Moise. We're right there at the Linford Pearson and Bobby Thomas Way on the roundabout Georgetown on the Fern Road exit. Right on the exit. If you come off, you got to come back on. You'll see the blue building with the containers at both ends. And, of course, we're there from last night. We had a great time last night. Great worship, great deliverance. The power of God moved mightily. And we're looking forward to see all our Jamaican people, all our Caribbean folks, all the Caymanians, and, of course, the Hispanics. Of course, we're looking forward to see all of you out there. So it's going to be awesome, 7:30 p.m. nightly. We're also there at 10 a.m. coming up this Saturday, 10 a.m. for fasting, healing, miracle deliverance service at 10 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. thereabout as the Lord leads. And of course, we're back in the evening for a great service. And then Sunday is going to be 6 p.m. service right there at the Ambassador Church of God. Ecclesia Ambassador de Dios. Did I get it right?
Ecclesia Ambassadores de Dios.
Oh, de Dios. Okay, all right. I'm learning.
So is this something you bring the family to? I mean, did you bring all the children?
Yeah, the whole family. Everybody, especially if they're not saved. The men, the children, everybody, especially if they're not saved, because we're going to preach gospel. As I said last night, we had some young people there. They gave their life to the Lord. And it was just powerful to see a great move of God with young and old coming together, worshiping. So everybody, bring the whole family. Bring your friend, your co-workers, your neighbors. Call up everybody. Tell them, listen, a revival is happening in the Cayman Islands. And, of course, the prophet is here. And it's going to be a great time. So everybody need to make their way, make some time for the Lord, make some time to come into the presence of God, and of course see what the Lord can do and will do in their lives.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming in and letting us know about this revival meeting happening out at the Linford Pearson and Bobby Thompson roundabout.
Yeah. Right.
The building with the 2 containers.
The building with the 2 containers, one on the right, one on the left, inside there.
I often wondered what that was.
I always wondering what it was. See, that's the same thing people are saying. A lot of people are saying, that's a church? So now we're making sure there's a sign on it, and it says church because there was none. But I think they just moved there a while ago, a while back, so they're still in the development stage of it, but we're making it known. And so a lot of people are now knowing that's a church. It's actually a Spanish church that is there, and they had the privilege of inviting me to come, and I'm here to share with them, and they're very excited. Oh my God, they're such great, loving people and receptive, welcoming and all, and it's just amazing to be working alongside them in having a revival in the Cayman Islands.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in, and I hope you have a successful few days of revival.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. So all of Cayman, please get yourselves ready. Come on out. 7 p.m. tonight is going to be charged. It's going to be powerful. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more talk today.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Storms bring wind, rain, and unexpected costs to buy supplies, secure your home, or make minor repairs. Incidental expenses not covered by insurance. Until now, with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks of a Category 3 or stronger hurricane, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco's homeowners insurance. Visit Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Attention Cayman, transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express Cayman. Skip the Christmas rush and take advantage of our year-end promotion. Offer is valid until October 31st. Refresh your space with our cabinet respray services and quartz countertops for as low as $3,950. Selected material. If you only need a countertop, prices start at $2,250. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for our free estimate. Granite Express, quality stone, unbeatable prices.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And last week, just as we were about to end the show, a caller told us about what he had observed when he went walking down what a lot of people know as, Pageant Beach. And, of course, right there is where that Hyatt construction is looking like it's almost complete. And when he went walking along the beach there between the wharf and that the Hyatt property, he was astounded to see that they were preparing some kind of works right out into the water, onto the iron shore that is there, the rocks. And, he is not the only one that is upset about this. A couple of people contacted me, and one of them said, I'm certainly too angry to rationally discuss this mess and destruction of our natural environment. These are photos of the concrete walkway, Eco Walk. That's what they're calling it. Excuse me. Concrete walkway, Eco Walk, being constructed on the iron shore, out in the seas behind the new Hyatt, next to the Wharf restaurant. What a travesty. And no one sees the long-term damage it will cause to our beaches around this area, or they really don't care. This area is sometimes covered by sand for half of the year. Have a great day, buddy. Yeah, it apparently, in looking on the internet, this is going to be like some kind of really featured amenity at this new property. Was on Facebook. You can find something saying about the astonishing Eco Walk and Ocean Pool will arguably be one of our most powerful amenities. Saltwater lagoon in a protected cove opens directly to the ocean for unparalleled snorkeling experiences. Plus, a finely crafted Eco Walk bridge allows you to get closer to nature and examine tidal pools. Now, I know it's been a long time I haven't been down there, but if you used to go down there and in the past, there were times when you had the tidal pool because water would come in and get trapped there. It could go back to the ocean because the exposed rocks were holding it back. And, there's sea life there. And apparently I can't get a good rendering of what this is going to be like. But, people are supposed to be able, the guests at the Hyatt, I don't know if we'll be allowed to go there. Probably have a sign up saying no, guests only. They're going to be able to walk out on this bridge now and, see the sea life that is there, the tidal pools. How intrusive this is going to be, I don't know. But people that have seen the works that is actually going on there, they don't like what they see. They think that this is, really interrupting the natural setting there. Now, one picture I have here, it has like, I can't tell really if it's concrete because that's what people are saying, that this is, it looks like they're preparing to put concrete out there. But they have a walkway, with looks like rope railings or something. And it looks like it could be wood, I don't know. But it's on the Iron Shore because they wouldn't want them to actually experience the Iron Shore, right? You got to have a little balance to walk on the Iron Shore. Place your foot carefully so you don't fall down and get scraped up. So they're building a walkway on the Iron Shore. And in one picture that I see, there's like a bridge going from one piece of Iron Shore over onto the other one. And so that you can enjoy, their guests can enjoy the poodle, the tidal pool. I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly how this pans out, because from what our caller was saying, and I guess they wouldn't be proceeding if they didn't have the permission to do it. How well this fits in with the natural setting there. And I think that's what people are more concerned about, that this is going to really destroy what Pageant Beach was like. Because that Pageant Beach, my memories of it, and it's been a long, long time that I haven't been down there. And I imagine that's so for a lot of people. But that was a very nice setting. And, it's being done. So we can only hope that it's going to be something that's going to be done with, a lot of consideration for the natural setting there. But people are concerned about it. And I don't know, if you want to offer your opinion on things, well, you can certainly pick up the phone and give us a call. You could talk about that. We could talk about other things that may be on your mind. And the environment is something that more and more people are conscious of in Cayman. And, in recent years, I think there's been a sort of groundswell of people who see the natural environment disappearing literally in front of their eyes. I remember going home one evening and approaching the roundabout there by Hurley's. I guess I was down more closer to where the Lions Club place is. And before, when you look straight ahead as you're approaching there, it used to be blue sky or whatever kind of sky it happened to be that day. But it was a natural view. And I remember it hit me one day when I was approaching that roundabout. Whoa. I'm looking at a multi-story building instead of a nice Cayman sky. And that can be jarring at times, You're used to something, you live with it for basically all your life, and then suddenly it's like the scene just changed on you, like in a movie when they just cut to a different scene. And it's like, when did that happen? There's been a few things that sometimes you drive down a street or something and you say, when did that go up there? And this has led a lot of people to say, where do we stop? When is this all going to stop just eating up the natural environment? And on the other hand, and this is where the balancing act comes in, if we're going to grow, if business is going to continue to flourish, things get built. In order to carry on business, people build things, but then the natural environment starts to go. I always remember when I was a kid, I actually grew up in Miami, and I'm watching TV one day. It was Channel 4, because my mother always watched Channel 4. We weren't able to watch anything else because my mother was Channel 4. Ralph Rennick. See, I remember the guy's name. He was the big broadcaster, big evening news guy in Miami. And so we were watching Ralph Rennick, and they had a report on Cayman. Oh, wow. They're reporting on Cayman. And so Cayman is just emerging now as this tourist destination. And they had, I guess it was at the time, maybe they called them executive council members. And it was executive council member Warren Conley on the air in Miami on Ralph Rennick's newscast. And so they were asking him about Cayman and what the future was. And Mr. Conley said, well, we want to develop the tourism, but, we just don't want to make 7 Mile Beach another Miami Beach, where you have buildings, multi-story buildings on either side of the road, and you can't even see the ocean. We want to keep it, very natural as much as possible while developing tourism, because that's what we think will bring the tourists here. Well, boy, if Mr. Conley was to see what West Bay Road has turned in today, he would not recognize it. Sometimes I don't recognize it. I went down to the most northern end of West Bay Road the other day to link up with the Esterly Tibbetts. And I said, well, boy, down here doesn't look like what I remember. It's, this I haven't seen this West Bay Road in a long time. But that's what we're doing. We're developing. People come. Even our own Caymanians are building some of these things, and we're losing the natural landscape. How do we strike the balance? Because there has to be a balance, right? You can't just say, we're not going to be building anymore. And I know people ask the question, who are we building for? But you just can't say, okay, we're not going to build any more buildings. That's not going to work either. Because, that could affect even a Caymanian who wants to do a certain business and wants to build a structure in order to carry out that business. So that's the conundrum. Striking that balance. Time for a little break here. Be right back. But if you want to join me here for a conversation, pick up the phone, give me a call. Be right back.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Marriage is a journey worth investing in. On Saturday, September 20th, join author, coach, and speaker, Mr. Wesley Jones from Panama, for a life-changing marriage workshop at the Intergenerational Hub, Old Woods Furniture Store behind Airport Fosters. Discover tips on how to continue loving in your marriage, strengthen your bond, and inspire the next generation that marriage works. Enjoy breakfast at 10 a.m., followed by a powerful workshop and question and answer session. Space is limited. RSVP as soon as possible. Call 916-6182. A Kimpton gift certificate is up for grabs for the person inviting the most couples. This is a free event. Strong marriages build strong families, and strong families build strong communities.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
At 35 miles per hour, you have 3 seconds to react. At 50 miles per hour, just 1.5 seconds. That split second you save speeding could be the split second that saves a life. Most fatal crashes in Cayman involve speeding. Slow down, because arriving late is better than never arriving at all. Smart or reckless. Your choice changes everything. Visit gov.ky/road safety.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Brought to you by UHealth International, University of Miami Health System. International patients go to UHealth International for consultations with renowned physicians, advanced treatment technologies, leading-edge medical therapies, and state-of-the-art surgical procedures. Whatever your particular reason for going to UHealth International, you will receive customized medical care delivered within a compassionate, multicultural setting. The care you need when you need it.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Yeah. That's what I want to know too. What's on your mind? And we have someone on the line there, so let's find out what's on their mind. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. How are you?
Pretty good. A lot of people got a lot of things on their mind, but they just don't want to talk about it. I don't know why. It ain't gonna stress me. I'm gonna let it go.
You're gonna express yourself, huh?
As best as I can.
Okay. So what's up? What's up?
Well, tell me, Mr. Glidden, have you heard anything on the backyard farming that agriculture was doing there, and how many people was eligible for the stuff?
I've heard of the program. I don't know how many people took them up on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently, it was overwhelmed, so they cut it off before the due date of the end of August. They cut it off, and it was like 2 weeks before the expiration date. You know what I mean? So, I heard through the grapevine that it was like 200 people who was eligible. Not eligible. They was doing 200 people, and I guess I don't know what category they went into. But I did heard a little piece of Mr. Ebanks on the radio stating that something in regards to the farming and the cows and so forth. Like, I think what I understood, like, they're sort of like, I can use this term, I could be wrong, they can clarify it. They was like, had them in the place that they needed to be, which is good. Follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyhow, I was having phone problem, and I went to get my phone fixed last week Friday, and a person came in there and said, I wasn't qualified for the backyard farming either. He heard me on the radio. I say, really? So that was 4 Caymanians that told me now that they was not, I use the word qualified or turned down, whatever you want to call it.
But did they give a reason?
That's what I want to get to. Give me a few minutes.
Okay.
So now I couldn't get anything on my phone because my phone went down. So when they brought my phone back up, there was them telling me that I was not successful with my application form, and they will be doing it again, and they will send out info again on it, and then you can register again to, I guess, see if you will become eligible to be in this line of this backyard farming. So what I want to say, how can they turn down someone didn't even come to visit the individual yard because they clean? They got to come and see how your yard is situated. No one reached out to you. They just went and did their merry way by sending out an email saying that he was not eligible at this point in time. And like I say, that's 5 Caymanians was turned down. How many more now? I don't know.
So it's not that, like, well, sorry, we ran out of the boxes. They're all been taken.
There's no explanation.
It's just you're not eligible.
Just not eligible, yes. So no explanation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am just hoping that no young Caymanian applied for that and was turned down if they even want to plant something in their grandmother's backyard or their mother's backyard or their aunt's backyard. You understand? Or uncle. I just pray and hope that nobody young was turned down. You know what I mean? Say from 18 up to 20, 25. You understand?
Yeah. I looked at that site. I didn't really see a lot of like requirements.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had to come and inspect where you were going to do it and everything, but
That didn't. Well, I guess they must inspect the ones that they give it to. You understand?
yeah.
So, Mr. Glidden, this is what happens to our young people in this island. They get defeated so easily. No incentive for them to try to, do something to say that they're doing something for themselves and for their island, instead of calling us lazy. You understand? Because that's the key word in Caymanians are lazy. But I just want to say that all of those that here working and sending their money back home, they're feeding lazy people too, as far as I'm concerned, But anyhow, getting back to this, I just hope that more Caymanians that were not qualified would they don't have to even call. You can just send a text, WhatsApp, and say, I was turned down. They don't have to identify themselves, because then we need to stand together, because then there's no unity when it comes to be Caymanians. You understand? And I never dreamed that I would have to use that term for being a Caymanian to say, look out for a Caymanian. We should be looked out automatically. You understand?
Yeah.
But it's really mind-boggling to see that whatever they did and how many they gave out was not, and made no announcement. Someone went there just a couple of days ago to buy some feed for the animals, and they were buying X amount of bags. And you know what they told them? They're only allowed to get 2 at this present time. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Someone need to do something with agriculture grounds up here, because then people who are running that, I don't know, they're short of money, short of stock, and can't keep the place in stock, but yet they want us to do farming, and they want us to have cows and pigs and horses and whatever the case may be, but yet they can't supply us. So it seems like they need some competition. So then who the person going to be to bring in as a competition against agriculture, because then apparently they cannot supply the island, But I'm not shocked to know that I was not selected. But when I was told from 4 other Caymanians that they were not selected, I'm like, really? And then again, Mr. Glidden, it was open to anybody. We must have gotten 90,000 people living here by now. People with balconies and so forth can apply for it. You understand?
Yeah.
So I just hope that they hear my big mouth and they come and write an email to you guys telling you how it really went, so we can know that, it wasn't no favoritism or in that
well, let's hope not.
Yeah. I don't think so, really and truly. But
I mean, it could have been that they just got over what you would call oversubscribed.
Yes.
There's so many people applied for it that they didn't have enough for everybody who wanted to.
But you see, Mr. Glidden, when you come out and say that everybody have the privilege to apply, and you got 90,000 people, and let's say they only gave 200 people, let's say it was only 200 out of 90,000 people, and I know a lot of people applied. I am quite sure a lot of people applied, but it is what it is, and it's just like when Dominic come on and say, this is what can take place and blah blah blah. You don't come up with part of the information; you come up with everything and stop leaving people in suspense. You understand?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, they just told you weren't eligible, which you have a yard to grow stuff in, or you say that you even do it. Yes. You can do it on a balcony.
That's how they can do. They say even people who have balconies can apply for this backyard farming. They can grow the little tomatoes and little peppers and little scallion and blah blah. I'm sick and tired talking about my pineapples, Mr. Glidden. I got over 40 odd pineapples in my backyard.
Wow! Congratulations.
And a couple other little things that I'm trying to grow, and I have grown other things before. But when the iguanas was out and the chickens, they was eating up everything. They ate up my corn. They ate up my tomato, my sweet peppers, all that I had planted.
Mhm.
And they had a ball in my backyard. You
Well,
understand?
it sounds like you're a pretty experienced backyard farmer.
Yes, I am, but I guess I'm not gonna say no more about that. You know what? let's leave that alone, because I want to say something else before you go and cut me off here.
Okay.
Mr. Glidden, we argue the police department hell, including myself. Okay, we say the police department doesn't do enough, and they don't have enough staff. But Mr. Glidden, when we got officers out here trying to catch speeders, and the opposite way, up whatever direction, someone is flashing every car that is coming to make them know there's an officer up the road park. How are the officers going to control the speed on this island if these guys, these women, going to go and flash to make them know to slow down? Because everyone know what that the signal means. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
The police department need to put a warning out to these people who is enabling them to catch people. And when something happens, then they say the police this and the police that. I have had my little bad taste of officers in my mouth when if I was to call them for an incident or whatever the case may be. But besides the point, they're trying to do something that we said they're not doing. Come out here trying to catch people. You understand? And
Yeah,
then
I know about that little warning that people give each other, yeah.
Yeah, but it need to stop. Really and truly. It really need to stop, you know. But such is life in the Cayman Islands.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir.
Well, you take care and have a good afternoon, you hear?
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's 2 o'clock, and that's news time, so let's see what's making news.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Work is underway to improve the long-term parking lot at Owen Roberts International Airport. That means the back section of the lot is closed for paving work. Anyone who is parked there is asked to move as soon as possible. If you're traveling when you return, check in with airport security for instructions on how to proceed. Overflow parking, by the way, is available in the short-term lot. And, of course, curbside drop-off is encouraged to ease congestion. In international headlines, Microsoft plans to spend $7 billion to expand its data centers in Wisconsin. The project is expected to boost local jobs in that state and help secure the U.S.'s digital infrastructure. It is part of a growing trend where tech companies are investing heavily in America's Midwest for growth and innovation. China's defense minister tells leaders at a global conference that countries must unite to serve urgent challenges. He warned against rising division and said new technology, such as artificial intelligence chips, should not be used to divide the world. His statement comes as competition in technology and defense grows between major world powers. South Africa's central bank has decided to keep interest rates steady, at least for now. Leaders say they are watching inflation, which remains high. The decision is meant to help stabilize the country's economy while giving families and businesses time to adjust to higher prices. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Brac. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Caymanian job seekers, are you still searching for the right opportunity? To ensure that your application is received and considered during your job search, we encourage you to apply for that role on the Work Jobs portal, even if you applied for the job advertised on the company's website. Increase your chance of putting your best foot forward. Double up to stay on top. Don't wait. Hit that apply button today. Visit WORC.KY to search for available jobs.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And at Owen Roberts International Airport, it's 89 degrees, and the forecast is calling for thunderstorms right straight into the night. And out there in the Atlantic Ocean, you got Tropical Storm Gabrielle, and we got a tropical wave off the coast of Africa, and hopefully that's going to keep on the same kind of northwesterly track as what Gabrielle is taking, and they can stay out there in the middle of the Atlantic, hopefully. A quick note here. Someone sent me a WhatsApp. We were talking about this grow backyard grow plant boxes and stuff that were available. And this person actually got through, looks like. Dear applicant, congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that you have been selected as a recipient of the Backyard Garden Program. This initiative, supported by the Ministry of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, and the Department of Agriculture, aims to promote food and nutrition security through backyard gardening. And what's next? To confirm your participation and receive your garden kit, please complete the following steps. Complete the attached non-commercial farmer application. Upload and complete form and select a collection time using the link below. And important, if you do not select a pickup time or email in advance, make an alternate arrangements, etc., etc. So that person got accepted for the program. Exactly what the criteria is, I'm not sure. But let's check in with the phones. We have a couple of people waiting there on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Charlie. I'm not sure whether that's on or not.
How you doing?
Just fine. Can't complain from no man. I guess I could have said limited supplies or so forth with that. Then probably thought we would realize there has to be some limitations to the amounts because it's just not you know, what do you call it? No, a never-ending supply of it. But I guess there's always some problem with something that's going to go wrong with everything. Right.
I think what was concerning her that there was no explanation.
Yes, I understand all that too. This is it. That old Paul Newman movie, failure to communicate. Yes. Yes. Anyhow, that's how it's always sort of been. With regards to the business of the flashing lights, I understand all that, but also people use their lights, flashing lights, to give people way to come out of, roads, minor roads onto major roads all the while.
But I mean, I think she's talking about oncoming traffic, like you said.
Yes, I know about that, warning them that they're. So it would be difficult for the police to sort of give tickets to those people, because they can always say, I was giving way to that person, and so forth. It would be a never-ending.
Well, seeing them do it in the first place would be difficult too.
Yeah. Well, the whole point is this: if we had, because I travel home from Pedro in the evening, late in the evening time, the times a week, to read every night, and this is what I see: speeding, but no police driving. If you had 2-3 cars, I'm sure we have lots of cars. I won't say we have enough, or we don't have enough, but 3 cars driving along there, that is the primary space where they fly. They literally fly. Many of them have no tail lights or anything, these people, and they're flying. Usually no small cars. The Honda fits, and there's a little Suzuki also, and others that they fly in, go flying. They're doing 70, 80 miles an hour. I'm pretty good at guessing the speed. I've been involved with cars for many, many, many years. That would be a deterrent. No one can tell me it wouldn't be. You saw those police cars, 3 or 4 between Savannah or even Borden Town, 5 cars driving along, then making a turn around and coming back again. I think that would be a great deterrent, because if people see them, they're going to slow down. They're going to slow down. But there are none.
Just the presence alone would let people
they will
control
slow
themselves.
Down. They will. The thing I want to talk about, Charlotte, well, with those protrusions out into the sea, I don't know whether they're planning to build groins out there. That would help. It's been done in other countries, right over there in Jamaica. But for way over 90 years, they built groins on the outsides of the Palisados Peninsula. That has protected and kept that safe that's where their main airport is.
You're talking about Padron Beach now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, it can be done. The same thing they had to do against the sea is build these groins. It has been suggested for years.
Apparently they're building some kind of eco walk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, an eco walk. Well, that's different. I guess it has something to do with ecology walk.
Well, yeah. Well, down Padron Beach there, you have the tidal pool and everything.
Yes.
And so they're going to apparently, build a walk on the rocks, and the guests will be able to walk out there and see the sea life.
Yes. It has, I remember the hotel was there up until the early to mid 1970s. It was the little hotel with 1-story thing. Maybe I think it was 13 rooms. And because I used to rent them cars in the early 70s and all that, rent cars. And remember it very well. But of course, it's a much different ball game now. But I was just thinking that might be the start of these groins that had been suggested to be built here.
Well, let's hope that whatever they do, they don't destroy the place.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I just thought it had been something. That one thing I wanted to speak about, we were talking
real
about
quick, because I got someone else that's been waiting quite a while.
The AI thing. We're using these acronyms, Y2K. We didn't come out and say to the people, year 2000. No, the mystique, Y2K, kept people in the dark. You'd be afraid of it and wonder about it. It takes a genius to understand it. Nothing. There was nothing to it. AI, all computers are artificial intelligence. I wish they would use that word at all times. It's not real intelligence. It's artificial. It's man-made intelligence, man-made. And they are all, this is just the AIS of all computers that has been built. That's all it is, much faster and so forth. And that mystique is there by saying AI, 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 instead of just saying artificial intelligence. And the people be struck with some reality. It is, of course, in the primary intention is to cut down on labor. I don't care what anyone wants to say. That's what it does do. It's, as that gentleman was talking,
people will lose their
yesterday,
jobs with it, yeah.
the position he was talking about that the AI would be doing would be the old, what do you call it, career counselors in the universities and in the high schools, career counselors to the students who have reached their final years in high school and to the college students. You had a career counselor. If you're going to use AI to decide on these things, then you're eliminating the jobs of the career counselors. This is what I'm speaking about. It's
More than the counselors, a lot of jobs will be lost because
there
of
are
it.
a lot of jobs, but that particular one stands out there. I wonder if anyone else realized that when I was listening to it. That would eliminate that person's job right away. This is it. We have eliminated the whole inventory collector's jobs for a long time now with machines doing the inventory. And this is it. Do not be fooled by these things. People saying they bring people down here for 3-year contracts, work permits that would only say 3 years and then they'd leave. I heard that on the radio by one lady there. 20 or 30 people thought they're not going to leave. Nobody's going to leave. 3 years? No, you know they're not going to leave. They're going to teach people to replace you. Bunkum, it's not going to happen. We have to be sensible, you know. We have to be sensible and realize that what these things are is just a more modern computer, much faster. And that's the idea behind the computer world. Quicker.
Well, it's more than it's actually more than just a computer.
Sure.
But listen, I got someone that's been waiting for quite a while. I got to get him in here before it's too late.
Take care. God bless you.
All right, good to hear from you. We have another person on the line there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, I had to call you back.
Okay.
I just was listening to a piece of the news in regards to the parking lot at the airport.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Glidden, at the airport, you know, they got different businesses around the airport there. And we got the taxis up there. They didn't even have enough space for the taxis up there to park. And furthermore, when the taxis are up there, they are parked in the hot, broiling sun, running the engine, running the air condition, waiting sometimes for could be an hour, 2 hours to get a trip, and paying $60 a month to park up there at the airport.
That's the fee.
That's the fee to park up there, yes. So if you make something, you make it. If you don't make it, that's your problem. And another thing in regards to the taxi drivers up there, if depending on how long the line is and if they want to go to the restroom, they got to walk up to the terminal and leave their car all the way down in the back, right?
Yeah.
And if they call or they start to move up, that one particular car is holding up who is behind them until they comes back to their car. You understand?
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the airport has overgrown itself, done. And putting a parking lot, an extra parking lot there and making it longer, wider, whatever the case may be, that's not the airport problem parking lot. They got bigger issues up at that airport. And for one, they still ain't consider about putting down just one of the the gateway that you pass through, and you know, I forget what they call that now. You know, you don't get wet when they bring it up to the plane to let you come out to the terminal.
Oh, the gateway, the jetway.
The jetway, yes. I haven't heard anything of one of them even being done at that airport. I understand some remodeling was going to be going on there or some adding or whatever the case may be. That is all good and well, but what you need to do with that airport is to look around the surroundings of that airport to see what can be done from what can't be done. Because the car rentals is across the street and they are overstocked. Their parking lot for their vehicles over there for every one of those companies is not sufficient. Up there is a congested area. And look at the fire station. I haven't heard of any remodeling or any enhancement being done to our fire station. Look at the building that is going down, all, 10 floors, 8 floors. Our fire department has the equipment to go to these buildings, God forbid if anything happens. Do we know that? I don't even think we know that.
Well, I would hope they took that into consideration when they approved, 10 stories.
Yeah, but you're not hearing anything, and you're not seeing no.
I mean, I can't tell you if they can handle it or not, but
yeah.
Good God, I hope they took that into consideration.
I hope so, and you're not saying they don't come and tell you. They don't tell you anything that hey, they can build a mere secure. We're ready for if anything happens. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not real. We take too many chances on this island and take everything for granted. We just go in our own merry way every day, and everything is fine and done until something walk upon us.
But mine, with modern fire protection, right? I mean, look at those buildings in New York and other major cities. A fire truck ladder is not going to reach, a skyscraper, right? I mean, so they have certain built-in, fire suppression systems in the building itself. So I don't know if that's what they do here with a 10-story building. But you got buildings that a fire truck isn't going to reach up at the top.
Mm-hmm. And then we got that building there by the cemetery, there by the gas station. That has been put on hold for some time now. And you don't hear nobody complaining that it's a sore to downtown. It's not a part of downtown Georgetown. It's a sore It's been stopped now for several months. Nothing is going on there.
Oh, you mean the one down by the cemetery?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting situation from what I'm seeing in the news.
Exactly, and it's a sore But when High Regency was down in the bush, they was crying. They got to do something with that building. I don't know why government don't buy it. Blah, blah, blah. But this one is facing our water. It's facing our main street that takes us into West Bay, 7 miles, and back into Georgetown. And nobody...
Have you seen the headline in Cayman News Services latest edition?
No.
The hotel project headed for collapse.
I don't see nothing yet. But that gentleman that called you a couple days ago in regards to that new hotel there by the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Uh-huh.
When I up on the waterfront coming out of Boilers Road, you can see a lot of cement practically towards that water. And I say one day I was going to go back there to really see what it was going on there. And that guy went back and see what he saw. And I know what he saw is true. And you talk about an eco walk. Now, with these visitors that like to sue, that'll come out here and do an eco walk out there and probably get a little bus tow or a little scrape on their child, then who they gonna sue? The hotel?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I tell you, boys, we need to stop all this foolishness and try to be more civilized in regards to people's lives and the comfort of your living today, because then tomorrow not promising none of us, and we all just trying to see how much ladders we can climb, how many windows we can jump out of to get what we want when it comes to material stuff, you know what I mean, and forgetting that there's a God. But anyhow, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Let's see who else is on the line here. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. Trust all is well. With you all good folks at Radio Cayman.
Thank you.
Our airport has been outgrown from, I think, the day the new terminal building was built. And I I will still never understand why we didn't go with the way. I know they didn't want to go with the Canadians. Apparently, they had to give up the operation of the airport or whatever.
Yeah, because they would manage it or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
but we have enough architects, we have enough construction companies here that we can put together, just like was put together with that airport, but we have to realize we are a growing country, little 3 islands and dots on the map, whatever anybody might want to call us. The main airport has outgrown itself a long time ago. I don't understand the mentality behind building one little terminal without any proper walkways off of the aircraft or jetways or walkways when you come out of arrival where you can actually be shaded if it's raining.
Yeah, I think the jetways had something to do with it was the cost, I think.
Well, everything is costing money, but when you have an airport that isn't serving what it needs to do or doing its job, because it's too small. We need to go up. And my suggestion would be to the powers that be, if I hope someone is listening today as a Caymanian, we have gone up 10 stories. Well, we should go up 3 with our airport. And we should make 2 different terminals. They be connected. You do a domestic terminal, because Cayman Airways has enough flights to warrant that.
You mean
and you
flights to Little Cayman and the BRAC?
Yes, we build a terminal when it's being redeveloped at this airport or in Roberts International Airport. We build a specific terminal just for domestic flights, and then we do the international, and we put our arrivals and we put our arrival and our departing ones in the same one for international. And you have your customs and your immigration that is big enough, because going through the airport, it's a small little airport, and honestly, it has outgrown the population. Look around in the Caribbean. The airports that are being built, they are just one terminal straight, but it is big enough to manage the growth for years to come. Because I think it's St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a new one. A couple other islands in the Caribbean has gotten one. I think Dominica's getting a new one. But they're doing all of this with the mindset, because if nobody knows, Dominica is the nature isle of the Caribbean. It has one of the most beautifulest rainforests in the world. And they have built a new airport. Barbados has a big enough one, the Grantley Adams. So I don't understand our mentality. I see in Jamaica, they are now building a $460 million new airport.
So
for the Negril area and stuff.
Have you taken a look at the proposed plans for upgrading our airport?
I saw it, yeah, but I hope that they will go up with the terminal building.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, all we have done is wasted money once again, because we now have to go back to a terminal building and build it the way we should have built it from the start. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that it's wasted money. The people's money has been wasted. And how much more of this waste are we, the people, going to allow to happen? You know, we can redevelop all we want, but from the initial start when the airport was done, they should have had a phase into it where they phased in and the building was built so that when the money became available, the jetways could have been attached. Simple solution. It should have been done from a long time ago. So yes, we need a new international airport that is going to service us better for another 30 years, because what we have, it's not doing its job right now. I'm sorry.
I think the speed with which Cayman has developed, even in recent times, is like people can't imagine it.
And we have sat down and we, the Caymanians, have allowed it to happen. And it's time we say, when this airport is being redeveloped, it needs to go out for public consultation so the public has a voice in it, because it is the public's money. Whether you are Caymanian, whether you are a foreigner visiting here or whether you're a foreigner living here and working amongst us. We all want
they've been doing that, though.
a proper airport. We need a proper airport. And to this talk about going into the North Sound, no, we don't need to destroy what we have. Because if you carry that into the North Sound, then that is an object that has been put there man-made, and it's going to change the landscape of Grand Cayman. And then in the end, it will destroy Stingray City. And then that will be that.
So you would like to see the runway extended inland?
No, inland and not there. I don't care what they have to do. Take over the cricket pitch, close that road, buy up all of that land there where the credit union is. It can be done.
Yeah, I've seen some points put forth that about the approach of the aircraft, though. You put the runway further back toward town, and then you got the buildings that are already there, and there's some kind of conflict there.
Yeah, but we have to get some kind of solution because the airport we have now, Mr. Glidden, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The powers that be this time need to understand that we the Caymanian people are sick and tired of having to go back and patch over something that should have been done from the start. All we are doing is wasting money. That's all we are doing in this country. And somebody with common sense has to say, put this airport 3 floors up, make 1 terminal for domestic, make 1 for international, and there you go.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Good weekend.
You too. Okay, that's it for Talk Today. Thanks for joining me here, and thank you all for making your phone calls and letting us know what's on your mind. I'm Charles Glidden. Have a great afternoon.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.